Hey everybody, thanks for being here. This week we're in the Columbia River Gorge fishing for fall salmon on 2 different boats on the same day at the same time. We're with Jason Hambly from Pro-Cure, Hover Fishing Row, and also Steve Leonard from Steve's Guided Adventures, fishing the deep water with super baits. Brought to you by Corning Ford, Pro-Cure, Clackercraft, Yakima Bait, P-Line, Max Lure, Fishfield, Brad's Fishing, Arctic Fox Trolling Flies, Ole's Charters, Fishhawk Electronics, and Fishang Products. Now, if you want to learn how to catch more fish, stay tuned. I'm Justin Wolf, and this is Angler West Television.
Well, we're up here at the mouth of the Hood River right now at the marina here in Hood River, and we're getting ready to buzz across and head over to the mouth of the White Salmon.
I think we're ready to head out. We're in Hood River, Oregon on the Columbia River. We're gonna run down river here a little bit. We're gonna be fishing the mouth of the White Salmon River, which dumps into the Columbia River. It's kind of a confluence with the cooler water. These fish will be migrating up to the Columbia River, and they'll pull in that area and kind of cool off and stage in that area before they migrate farther up the Columbia River.
There's a big 25 to 36 foot shelf out there, and we just kind of back troll and hover fish eggs out there along that area. Go out there and hopefully they're ready to play.
Yeah, I get these all set up and pre-film in the morning. I like to have at least 8 of them ready to go, so when we get into a morning bite, like this is a really good morning bite here, so when we get into the morning bite, we're ready to roll. We just get a fish in the net, we unhook this leader from the flasher and then hook another one on and get the guy back in the water so we can take pictures and have that rod fishing.
Right over there is the mouth of the White Salmon. That's why a lot of these fish will stack here. Some are going up there, some are heading upriver, but as fish congregate, more congregate. It's kind of the way it works. And there's also another different water source that dumps in here, so it's just a typical resting point for fish. And up and down the Columbia River, there's lots of little estuary areas like this where the fish kind of stop this time of year and take a rest. So we got some fused salmon blend and a little piece of sand shrimp. And in the fuse, we've added a few things. We got some krill powder and some slamola powder, and just depending on as the bite goes to morning. This is just the raw cure here, but we'll add some scent to it as well as some powders just to kind of see what's going to trigger them.
We're fishing some deeper water right here. There's a flat that these guys are fishing over here, doing a lot of egg fishing. You can get a little crowded and fishing that bottom in there. Sometimes it can be a really good bite there, but it seemed to be a little bit slower this morning, so I've done really well in this deeper water, 50 to 60 feet. I fish a lot of deep water, so it's been really good for me, so that's what we're gonna do this morning. We're gonna try to make a couple passes through here. It's just a matter of when they're ready to bite here. Sometimes it can be a downhill troll, and sometimes it can be what they call uphill troll, which is trolling against the current. There's not as much current this time of the year on the Columbia, so you can troll either direction.
So what we're gonna do is, as we get set up on the line we wanna go, is we'll turn the rear end of the boat facing up towards that canyon, and we'll just kind of put the motor in reverse and back into it. The most important thing is your line angles. When you're hover fishing, as I said earlier, your line angle is very important. So you want it going perfectly perpendicular and as you're going along, especially this time of morning, we don't have a ton of light yet, but what we do is we kind of look for a combination. We kind of stand up, keep your rod at a 45, almost pointing down towards the river, and then you'll either feel them or you'll visually see the rod tip moving. And what you do is just wait for it. Once that happens, just lay it to it.
So here you hit bottom, then we're bringing it up between 2 to 3 cranks off the bottom. So we're getting about 3 feet, ideally with our bait. With our weights, our bait is floating just above the bottom.
Fish on, boys. Keep reeling, Steve. A bent rod is your best friend. Stay right there in the reel. Still on there, Steve?
I don't think so.
Keep reeling. You got him. Keep reeling. Keep lifting. Just lift the rod. Keep reeling. Keep reeling. Keep reeling.
In the mornings, before the light's up, it's important to put scent on your bait. I think you get a lot more bites with putting any type of scent. This is my new best friend, the coon shrimp bait sauce. I tell you, we've done really well with it this week. That was a tap, 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 and he's pulling back, so.
Chub on. All right.
Oh, there's a whopper right there. That's what to write home about. It takes a high degree of skill to hook these guys.
Yes, it does. Well, the jacks eat just as good as the upriver brights. It's just an immature salmon.
In the fall, we get a large number of jacks that return with a normal adult fish. And a jack is simply a fish that came back earlier in its life cycle than most of the adults. Most of the adults will come back at 3 years or 4 years of ocean time. Jacks usually 1 year or 2 years of ocean time. So they're smaller. Fully capable of spawning though, and they call them jacks because they're virtually always male.
Is he on? He's on. Oh yeah. And stop reeling and pull back, and then slowly lower it and reel down on it. Just don't drop it too fast, just like that. Just pull back, just like that. Perfect. A lot of pressure. If you get that flasher up here, just get the flasher out of the water. Keep lifting, just stop right there and lift up. Keep lifting. Got it.
Welcome back to the Columbia River. I'm Justin Wolf. We're outside the mouth of the White Salmon, where luck has come to both Jason Hambly's boat and Steve Leonard's boat. Jason is fishing row up shallow, while Steve is trolling super baits in deeper water.
Got this one here, and this on the rotten banana one. I seen a post one time, the guy was saying, hey, how do you rig these? And we could talk about this later or whatever, but this one here, I just got some 6mm beads. I got a couple on the bottom. I do 3 and 3, and I got some 8mm beads. These are the Gamakatsu hooks. It's a 3/0 and a 4/0. There's about a 1-inch spacing, the way I like to have it. So when it's set up right here, that one of them's trailing right at the base of the lure, and the other one's obviously trailing a little bit behind. So that works very well for me, just depending on what guys want. I am running a 30-inch leader on this particular setup with a little bead chain from Brad's. You get at the bottom. Good stuff. Very nice. Good job, Steve.
Some people wonder sometimes why there are jacks. And the best way that I can explain it is it's Mother Nature's way of ensuring that there are some fish in a given year available to spawn. So some of these fish come back early. Instead of on a really regimented regular cycle, there will always be at least a few males around to spawn whatever females are in the system.
So that one Steve just got is a jack, which is kind of a little bonus fish. Up here the limit is 1 adult Chinook and 1 silver, and you can also catch 5 jacks. So those are, you don't have to, in Washington you have to take the jacks. On the Oregon side, you do not. So it just depends on, you want to look at your local regulations.
That was a strain.
Yeah, looks good, Nick. Up we go.
Nice little fish here. It's kind of a wide array of sizes of fish here. That one's about typical, maybe a little smaller than average, but there are some big ones here, and there's been some big ones caught. But they go through a gauntlet of nets to get here, so it does weed them out a little bit.
Yeah, that one had a really good bite to it. I didn't even have to set the hook on. He basically set himself.
Yeah, it seems like as we get a little more sun on the water and the kind of the morning chill wears off and more fish move in, and you'll get some that'll be a little bit lighter biting in the morning, and you'll miss a few more, but it seems like as the day progresses, they get a little more aggressive and take it a little harder.
Okay, so the nice thing about this particular flasher is it has a breakaway system on it, and it has 3 settings at the top right here, so you can adjust it for whatever type of water, slow water, fast water, the right action that you want. We really like the middle setting right here. You run the bead chain all the way through so that the bumper hits the top of it right here at the top, so that way it gives us swivel and gives room for this flasher to work. If you have it pinned down like so, where the swivel's all the way through this way, where the snap is tight here, it doesn't give it really much room to move around and have that swivel effect. So always slide it up, it'll pinch over like that, it'll hold it, bring the bottom down, has a little plastic clevis piece at the bottom with a little lock in it. I lock it in, reset the top, so that it's just like this right here. Chain out the other side, lock to the bottom, and it has the bead chain. And I'll do the dual snap at the bottom. I do swivels on all my leaders, so I just snap them on. I don't tie them directly, so we can release them in the net to get them back in the boat and get the lead and everything else away from you. And that's the setup that we have right here. It works very well. Plus the nice thing is like the design is, so it breaks away. So when you have the fish on, it doesn't have this flasher going sideways in the current and the water dragging it. It's actually in line, and it doesn't have any resistance on your fish. It works very well for that. There we go. Good job. glare on it.
There he goes, running on you, huh?
Yeah.
I think he saw Steve and didn't like it.
He knows what's gonna happen. Woo! Watch that. Yeah. We got that. That's a nice fish.
That's a rotten banana.
That's still the rotten banana, man. That's the.
Who says bananas don't catch fish?
That's a great. There's a rotten banana there.
Beautiful, great fish for the Columbia River. And one thing you want to do with these fish is I got a box back here to bleed them out. This time of the year, our water temperature is 69.4. You get a lot of people that say, I don't like fish because the way it tastes and things. A lot of it with anything that you do in the outdoors is how you take care of it from the minute you get it in the net or if you're hunting or whatever. So what we do with these fish is I bleed them out immediately. I got a box that bleeds them out. Then I got a kill bag, which we call a kill bag. It's an ice cooler bag behind me. And I put them on ice and pack them on ice. Once we get going here, I take the guts out, take them out. If there's any eggs, I put eggs in a bag separately because I cure them up. But we take these fish and put them on ice, get them cooled down quickly, and it makes it just a much better fish at the table.
We're going back to the Columbia River Gorge, but first, here's your fish field tackle connection. Now, Pro-Cure's got a number of great new scents out, including the new bait sauce in coon shrimp. Now, coon shrimp is one of the most popular baits used for salmon up and down the West Coast, and it's about time Pro-Cure put it in the bottle. You can go to fishfield.com right now and pick yourself up a bottle. And also, while you're there, look at the great selection of flashers and super baits. They've got the 360 Evolution flashers from Brad's you're seeing used today, and also a great selection of the skinny super baits that are being so effective for those deep water salmon. Now, let's go back to the Columbia River and see if we can't hook up a few more fall salmon.
It's a beautiful fall morning on the Columbia where we're having luck with roe as well as super baits strolled behind an Evolution flasher with a built-in quick release.
So much different when you don't have that extra pressure there. And with a little heavier weight and somebody that doesn't do a lot of this type of fishing, I mean, I'm a bass, trout, fly fishing guy. And so it really helps you on those types of situations, particularly for me when they're close to the boat, which is where I lose most of my fish. So
Where a lot of them are lost.
yeah.
But
I'm
you
really
do.
consistently losing fish right at the boat. So, but no, that helps a lot.
Keep your rod out of here. Just about, there you go. There you go. 55 feet of water right now.
Took off on you when I went to go for it.
There we go.
Woohoo! Good job.
So Angelina's my granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter.
Yeah.
So yeah, she caught on quick. She started about 2 weeks ago fishing. Been doing really well.
Today we're using a 3-ounce cannonball, a Brad's Dual Lock snap with a B&R slider and a bead, and then just running like a 5 or a 7 size black barrel swivel. The P-line makes some good barrel swivels, and I'm running the 25-pound P-line CFX fluorocarbon leader. We're running about 3 to 3.5 feet of it to a single 3/0 red barbless Gamakatsu hook. They have to be barbless in the Columbia River. So there's fish right there.
Oh yeah, he's on there. Nice.
Fish on, boys.
Fish on. Fish on. That's the way we like it. Yeah. There you go.
Go behind him. Go behind him. There we go. Take that rod.
Sorry. This is real life.
Beauty. Oh, on camera, no. Woo.
just not quite ready, that's all. Green fish.
Lift up.
There we go. Nice job, buddy. Nice
Thank
job. All right. Nice fish, buddy. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Number 3 of the day. We had 4 bites. We got 3, 9 o'clock in the morning. Can't beat that. We just need one more for the guide.
We've got more fishing to do, but first, here's your Yakima Bait Minute.
And the single hook right through his lower jaw. So I'm using 2 clips. I learned this a long time ago from the great master Bob Toman. He is the plug man, and you should read his stuff. Whenever he talks about plug fishing, God rest his soul. But he came up with using the 2 clips. What it does is it opens up the action again of your plug. It releases, normally people use like a loop knot to make the plug looser, so it plies around a little more. The second clip does exactly that, but I'll go down 1 size. And maybe it doesn't make a difference, but I think it does. It allows the plug to work a little bit more. The smaller clip it doesn't inhibit the plug as much. So if you run 2 clips on your plugs, I don't care what you're doing, salmon, steelhead, even for trout right now, 2 clips opens up the action of all plugs. Oh, there you go. Oh.
Welcome back to the Columbia River. I'm Justin Wolf.
How about that Jack?
Steve Lynch already has a bonus jack in the boat, but now it looks like he's hooked up an adult fish.
Let's see. Oh, nicely done, George.
So up here at the mouth of the White and Drano Lake, Klickitat, Deschutes all have a good fall fishery of hover fishing and trolling. And generally what we usually do is we start about the first week of September. That's when things really start picking up. And as the season progresses, it gets better and better. And I'd say about the second week of September is about prime time. And then as you get towards the end of September, like it is now, we're almost October now, and we're at the tail end of it. You start weeding through a few more fish with a little bit of color, but it's there's still plenty of opportunity. And then depending on the season, so they'll close or it'll be extended, and you'll get a little bit of a coho fishery in October that'll be pretty good, but that's about it.
That way.
Oh, that's a beauty.
Yeah, that's Mike. Nice bright one. He's got the net.
Yes, sir. Squeeze in there, Brother George. Squeeze in there. He's wearing out. Ready? There we go.
Definite upriver bright fish. It's hard saying where it's going. Very typical of these fish are kind of sparse spotting. Very few spots on the tail at all. Unlike what the reg books always say, they always say that Chinook have heavily spotted tails, not upriver brights. They usually have pretty naked tails, and this fish might be going to Idaho and the Snake River. It could be going to the Hanford Reach. It could be going to the Okanagan River. It's hard to say where it's going, but somewhere well upstream in the Columbia for sure. And that's what makes these fish really good eating.
Fish on!
That's all you, buddy.
Man, not very often I get a real fish in. Hope I don't lose this one.
The pressure's on, bud. You better not lose
How do you do this stuff? How do you do it? Oh, Lord, please don't make me lose this fish on camera. No pressure. We got another boat out here fishing as well, so they kind of talked a little bit of talking to us this morning. Said they're going to be done like 7 or 8 o'clock, and I think they're struggling because they haven't really been texting us or nothing. So I'm hoping we get this fish in the boat, because this is our limit. This is number 4, and they will be seeing it. They will be getting a visit from us if we get this fish in the boat. Yeah! Woo!
Nice
Look at
job.
that.
That's what you call double fisting right there.
This one came on the Jim Dandy, which if you know anything about super baits over the last couple of years, this has probably been my #1 favorite one right here. I didn't let it out for a long time, and then Scott heard about it, and then it's been on marketing and social media and stuff. Now they're really hard to find. But anyways, this one, a Rotten Banana, and there's a few other ones. The Twisted Cisterns has been really good, but this one was really good. This year at Buoy 10, I couldn't get bit on it, but the Rotten Banana was the best. But upriver, they wanted this one. It's back and forth, 50-50 pretty much. So you never know what they want, but it's a really good one. Rigged the same way.
Jason's boat actually has more hookups this morning, but Mike Quinn from California is still looking for his fish, so he'll try his luck with superbait stuffed with tuna and Pro-Cure.
So we got the bloody tuna here. I have some mixed into my tuna. I do already, but we have to add a little bit more, or if you have a bait that you run for 10 minutes, you can rebait it up, or I like to just open the lure up, and then I just put a little line down the inside of it and close the lure, and it gives more scent out. And every 10-15 minutes, the more scent, the more opportunities you have to draw them fish in and get better success and hookups.
So brand new lure here out of the package. You notice they have these scent pads, and these scent pads work great. You can take your Pro-Cure bloody tuna, salmon slammer, whatever, just add it right onto that scent pad and it'll leach out. As the lure is spinning in the water dynamics will just make it leach out. What we're gonna do today, and what I do most of the time, is I will remove that scent pad, and we're gonna use tuna fish in oil and pack that in there. So this has already got the bloody tuna, Pro-Cure bloody tuna in there, as well as some salmon slammer. And I am just gonna add just a little bit more bloody tuna because more scent.
Fish, we got a fish behind you here. Fish on right here. Grab that rod, Mike. Mike, where'd you come up from?
From Redding, California.
Well, you came a long ways. You can't got salmon down there right now, do you?
No, we can't. Not second year we haven't been able to. This is a real joy to come up here.
Got him. Woo!
I hope you found today's episode valuable and it helps you catch more fish. And be sure to watch this episode again and hundreds of other episodes and helpful videos on the Angler West TV YouTube channel. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, without our sponsors, there is no show, so please thank them when you can. Now get out there and do some great fishing.